topic, but we heard in the post-game press conference in South Carolina about Tron, who you
know. Oh, man.
I guess, did you know, like, I know somebody in South Carolina was trying to get you.
No, I didn't know anything. I just got off the bus, and a lady in South Carolina gear literally grabbed me getting off the bus and said that there was a young man that was in a hospice situation that just wanted to see me. And I just, I was so just moved and stunned by, that time I had. I mean, I literally, I had no idea what I was walking over to. And as it turns out, I actually met him it was back when Sammy Watkins was here. I think he came to a practice, and it was, maybe back in 13 or something. It was in that time, but his mom and dad, his sisters were there, and so I just remember I put my briefcase down and just was like, because I was not expecting that at all, and I was just so moved by this young person. He was completely bundled up in a wheelchair with oxygen, and he was just so excited, and it was a blessing to me to have that moment. And it was such perspective to me as I'm walking into, a ball game, and I mean, here's this kid just fighting for his life, and he's in a wheelchair and he's bundled up, and there's his family, and they're just enjoying this moment and seeing him smile because he's getting to meet the coach at Clemson. I mean, it was a lot of perspective for me, and it was such a blessing. That's why it was on my mind after the game. I just, and he's just go Tigers, and I'm all in, and I actually, the crazy thing is I always carry a cross in my pocket, and I had a cross. I gave him a cross, and just handed it to him, and then I went on about my business, went to the locker room, and onward we went. But it really was something I actually thought about during the game, and it was on my mind after the game. And then I get home. I don't even know, it was late. It was a late Saturday night. I got a text message from Ren Wyndham, who used to work here with us, and I guess she must troll Facebook or something. I have no idea. I don't have Facebook, so she sent me something off Facebook, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" He had just passed like an hour earlier, and it just took the wind out of me. But it also, again, it really blessed me that I was able to just have a moment with this young person, see him smile, see his family smile, and I guess they said he heard me call his name out at the press conference, and I just have a lot of, I just know that he's in God's arms. I just know that, and I've prayed for him all week. I've prayed for his family, prayed for him this morning, as a matter of fact. And I just, again, it's a lot of perspective real life for a lot of people. And, just my thoughts and prayers continue to be with his family. And I know he's at peace, and he's in God's arms, and I know God ordained that moment of joy for him before he brought him home. So, yeah, it's special. I appreciate you asking about that.
I heard that you may have. Did you say we're going to go win this game for you?
I did. I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad it worked out.
After we saw the video of the press conference, you said, "Now I'm famous."
Is that right? Wow. It's amazing. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And Kath didn't know anything about it because she doesn't get off the bus, and she didn't even know what I was talking about. I was in the press conference. She heard me talking about him, and then I was telling her, and then literally that night I get that text from Ren, and I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" I mean, I knew he was not in a great spot, but I had no idea that God was going to call him home that night.
Is that just, I don't know if you already had that perspective, just of that being a coach and being someone these people look up to a little
Yeah.
bit, that you were able to give them that moment?
Yeah. I understand deeply, the role I'm in, and and I try to do the very best that I can in the role. First of all, I just try to glorify God in how I live my life and what I do. That's ultimately what is my purpose in life. Like, that's what matters the most to me. But I'm so far from perfect, but I also know that, that's a part of my responsibility, and it's a blessing to me to be able to, for somebody to smile. I mean, I get, unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, fortunately because I'm in a position like this, but unfortunately I get thousands of we make videos, but that's why I always try to do that. And sometimes it's I don't want to say a burden, but it's hard because you're dealing with just really tragic situations. But it also does give me great perspective as I live my life, and just every day I wake up, man, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that the good Lord's given me another day. And I think at the end of the day, man, if we all have our health and those around us are healthy, man, what else can you ask for? What else can you ask for? And you just don't have to, as soon as you start to feel a little sorry for yourself or this and that, you don't have to look very far to see real problems, real life. And it always is really hard on me, especially with young people, babies, young kids with cancer, moms that have passed away and their families are dead. I mean, just tragic situations, and it comes across my desk all the time, through Anna Kate and Ashley. I mean, even right now, I'm dealing with a personal situation with y'all know Will Spires, who played for me, and my son Drew is married to his sister MC, and so Drew just became an uncle for the first time. They, Will and Amelia, they had a little baby girl named Butler, and just a perfectly healthy baby girl, and they've been living in the hospital for the past 3+ weeks, and they just had to transport her to Cincinnati, and this is a young couple with their first child, and they've been living in, now they've lived at Greenville for 2.5 weeks, and now they've been moved to this special hospital in Cincinnati for the challenges that they're dealing with. And I mean, there's a lot of things that we all deal with, and but I'm thankful, for the opportunity that God has given me to have good perspective, but also to be able to use this position, hopefully in a way that can bless other people and glorify Him.